guys. Welcome back to the Take Up Space podcast. This is your host, Erin, and I am so excited to be back recording for you guys weekly because it has been a hot minute. I have been in Portugal, I have been in Spain, I have been up and down the UK numerous times with events, and it's been a really busy couple of weeks. The last time I filmed a podcast for you was after the Emperor Pro. That was an amazing experience, and then a week after that we headed to Portugal and competed in the Portugal Pro. And then now I'm in my improvement season. I'm entering my improvement season now, which is good. But guys, I forgot to tell you as well, I was on a 2-week cruise. So when I say a lot's happened, it has been non-stop since the last podcast. Portugal was really good. It was a really good experience. However, that stage was horrendous. Like, it was very much a expectation versus reality moment because it was so scary and it was so off balance as well. Like, I was really, really struggling to actually hold my pose. And the fact that the stage was actually coming up out of the floor as well, like, it was hard. So Portugal for me wasn't the best experience because of the way that the show was run. It wasn't as good as Spain. It was still a good show for the audience, but not necessarily for the athletes. We had Dana competing the day before and she did amazing. She was so close to getting her pro card. I have never seen girls get worked like that in my life. She was on stage for like 45 minutes and they were making them hold their poses and go round and round and round, maybe like 10 times. She was holding every single pose for like a minute, and I was actually getting quite annoyed watching because I was like, the judge is literally killing these girls. And Dana came off and she was just exhausted, but the reason why they was doing that was because they was trying to decide who that third pro card was going to go to. And it was in between Dana and some other girl. They actually pulled someone out of second call-outs into first call-outs. And she got a pro card because she could hold her poses longer. So if you are a competitor, make sure you're doing your pose and conditioning. Work it up throughout your prep. Like, don't just suddenly start practicing your posing for 30 minutes at once. Slowly work your posing up and really focus on holding every single pose for as long as you possibly can with a smile, keeping your midsection tight, because who knows if that could end up to you as well, because I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But she did really good, but she was on stage at like 9:30 at night. So with me competing the day after was a little bit stressful. And I didn't look my best at Portugal. My body was tired. It wasn't carving up the way that I wanted it to. I still looked good, but it just wasn't my best. And I'm not someone that can compete like in loads of shows in one season because I do put everything into my prep, just like everybody else, but I do get to a point where my body just doesn't respond because it's tired. So I knew then that I needed to have a break as well, and quite frankly, because I'm just not good enough yet. I need a bigger back, I need bigger quads, I need to showcase my physique a little bit more as well, and that's going to happen this improvement season, and I can't wait to take you guys along the journey of that. After my show, I had 2 days at home, so 2 days of normality, and then I went on a 2-week all-inclusive family cruise for my mum's 50th birthday. So it was incredible. I have never been on a cruise before, and I didn't get a chance to actually think about it because I was competing. So I came home from my holiday. I had to unpack my case to then repack everything. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am literally going on holiday in a day. So when I got on the boat, I was very overwhelmed because I couldn't believe how incredible it was. The food selection is what shocked me the most because it was an American boat. I was like expecting like really, really like chicken nuggets, burgers, pizza kind of vibe, like really, really fatty, calorie dense foods at the buffet. However, the buffet changed 3 times a day. There was a breakfast section, lunch section, and then dinner section. We actually had, well, I had that every single day. My family ate in a restaurant every night, but with me being post-show as well, I can't go to a restaurant and eat a 3-course meal every single night. I would have probably came home 20 kilos heavier. And I don't recommend this to anybody. Although it maybe sounds nice to go on holiday, I am someone that is quite like mentally strong. Like if I can get through a 2-week cruise and being surrounded by 20 different cakes, hot, freshly baked cookies and brownies 3 times a day, I can do anything. It made a prep very, very easy. But when I say food focus is high, I've never experienced anything like that in my life because post-show, you do have the option, or you can't eat everything. You can't eat whatever you want. But I chose to obviously stick to my diet. So it was obviously a little bit different as to what I have here. I was having oats as opposed to cream or rice. They cooked the oats with water, which was amazing. I had Greek yogurt, poached fish, baked chicken. The only thing that I lacked was like veg because all the veg was cooked in oil and I just didn't want to risk it. I was very mindful. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed myself. Like I had some bits. Like if James got a dessert, I would take a taste. I had a couple, obviously, of the freshly baked cookies because like why would I not? So it's not like I completely restricted myself. I went for a couple of dinners with my family. Like I had booked a really nice fish restaurant on the boat for my family to go to, so I enjoyed that. We went to the steak restaurant and my sister had booked an Italian as well. So I did get 3 like big meals. And when I say that I ate like a normal, like when I ate was big, I mean like the Italian, it was $39. It was like a 5-star restaurant. It was 5 courses. I got a full-sized plate of spaghetti linguine with prawns. Then following that, it was like a full-size pizza. But we had 5 courses. The desserts like came on like a tray, but it was like 5 desserts at once. It was mental, but that's just Americans for you. They do love their food. But anyway, it was a good experience. I loved going to the different countries, like waking up every single day, opening your curtain, seeing the sunrise and not knowing what the view is going to be was mental. Like I was so emotional just waking up in the morning and getting excited and seeing the different countries. We went to Turkey, we went to Greece, we went to Spain, we was in Italy. It was amazing. Definitely had frozen Greek yogurt every single day when I was in Greece. Didn't click to me until I was on the 3rd day and was like, oh my God, I am eating frozen Greek yogurt. But it was amazing. My favourite place was definitely Montenegro, just because it was so beautiful. I am a historical person. I like buildings. I love like history. I love hearing the history of a country. I love beautiful scenery, and we went on like a speedboat through Montenegro and went to like the old prisons where like men and women used to be, and it was just incredible. We did go to Santorini as well, and that was one of my least favourite. I've seen so many pictures of Santorini online. I was like, I cannot wait to go there. It looks so beautiful. However, it was very much an expectation versus reality moment. Those beautiful pictures that you see, there is probably about 20, 30 people standing in a queue to take that photo, which I think is ridiculous, and something that I would never do. I would never stand in a queue to to get a photo because I think it completely ruins the moment. But everybody's completely different. I just thought like there was no history to it. It was all tourist shops. You couldn't walk up and down the streets because there were so many people, and the donkeys. Don't even get me started with those donkeys. Santorini is like up the top of like a mountain basically. So the whole it's like it's up high. You've got to take cable carts, or you can walk down from where the cruise ship port is. We walked down because the port was the queue for the cable carts was so long, and it was like 45 degrees. It was a heat wave, and I kid you not, there was about 50 donkeys standing there with no shelter, no food, no water. There was shit everywhere. And we was like walking down this like massive steep hill. So I'd never go back to Santorini. And the fact is, there was actually people wanting to ride them. I was like, you can't ride a donkey in this weather. I know that they do it all the time, but I just think it was really, really cruel. And a lot of them was actually a lot struggling. Like people were really struggling to walk down the hill as well. A lot of people just did the same as us because the cable carts was so busy, and it was just people were dying because it was so hot. Well, not literally dying, but there was a couple of people that had like passed out, which was not pleasant to see. And we tried to help a lady when we got to the bottom, and there was no first aid or nothing at the bottom to help this lady, and she was stuck in the middle of that path herself with nothing. So I tried to run back up and give her a bottle of water or something, but it wasn't pleasant. But all in all, the cruise was amazing. You could definitely do a contest prep on a cruise. It would just be very hard being surrounded by food. The gym was good, and yeah, it was just amazing experience. So got home, and then it was straight back to business. Had what did I have? I didn't have a client competing. I had something. I've been away. I'm away every single weekend until the middle of October. I had 2 athletes this weekend just passed. There was hardly any exhibitors there. The show was ran good. I was trained by JP for that, so it was good to see everyone there and spend time with them. But it's just been, this is my busiest time at work. So now that my energy is higher and I've got a little bit fuller cheeks, which makes me very happy because I looked like a corpse in the last video. It's so funny because I look at the Take Up Space Instagram, and I looked so different in every single podcast. There's not one where my face actually looks the same. So yeah, it's going to be getting a little bit fuller, which I'm excited about. I'm excited to get healthy again, and I'm just glad that I've got energy. Like I'm full of life. Like I'm back to my usual self again, which is good. And as I said, like we've got a busy couple of weeks. We've got the Femmevo posing seminar this weekend. Then we're off to Wigan for the MK Classic. We've got a good group of girls doing that. Then we're at Sweden at the end of the month for one of the first pro qualifiers of the year. And I've got 4 girls competing in the GASP show. So I have got clients competing from now up until like the end of October. So it's going to be a really busy month, and I love it. I really try and get to all my clients' shows as much as I possibly can. I can't get to them all, which is sad, but I do try my best, and that's the most important thing. So getting into this podcast. This podcast is probably going to be one of my favourite, and I'm just excited for you guys to learn more about passion, what your purpose is, because I truly feel like I have found my passion. I truly feel that I have found my purpose. Like my passion is bodybuilding. Like I love bodybuilding, but my purpose is helping people. My purpose is being the best coach I possibly can. My purpose is giving back to everyone that I possibly can. for being my best self so I can provide for other people. And I think a lot of people try and pursue the goal of money, and that is not how you're going to get a fulfilled life. Like, you don't get like fulfillment from money. Yes, money opens doors, it gives you more flexibility, but money is not the driving factor for me. Like, neither is success. A lot of people, when you ask them what their goal is, they're like, I want to be successful, or I want as much money as I possibly can. If you're chasing success, to some extent, you are going to lack purpose. It's when you follow that path, you do end up getting a little bit lost, and where you don't actually live like a very like happy, fulfilled life that you're truly grateful for. So I think you should actually write down things that drive you, like write down things that you want to achieve out of your life, because I think this is extremely important. Like, a lot of people get lost in the sense that they don't know what their purpose is. They don't know what they're put on this earth for. And I do think that everyone is put on this earth to help someone in some way. It's about experimenting and finding the things that you love, because it is going to be trial and error. And I do feel like I'm in a very not lucky position. I do feel that I have found it at quite a young age. Like, I am grateful for the fact that I know what my purpose is in life at 27. And if you're listening to this and you are older, don't feel down or don't feel sad because you maybe haven't found what your purpose is. And I really do hope that in this episode as well, it's going to help give you like an idea as to how you can actually find what your passion and what your purpose is. Like, passion leads to purpose, and that's what leads to potential, and potential from there, that's how you can make money out of what your purpose actually is. Like, step number 1 is know your potential. Know your worth. Have some belief in yourself. Sometimes you feel like an imposter. Sometimes you don't feel like you're good enough. Sometimes you get people judging you, or you get people telling you can't do something. Do what makes you truly happy. It's like when you're growing up, that is when you'll actually find that that's when people will input your life the most. Like, you'll have people tell you that you can't do something. You'll have people tell you that your grades are not good, or your teacher will maybe say like, oh, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't stick in at school. I don't have a lot of grades. Like, with my the thing that you need to realize that is that for me personally, I knew that if I shown up every single day and I did my best every single day, things would come to me. Like, it is about having trust and having faith that if you have a positive mindset, good things are going to come your way. But you need to know your potential, and you need to have faith, and you need to have belief that good things are going to come, and that you don't know what's around the corner, but you need to trust that what is around the corner is going to be what is right for you. I think it is true that, like, people say like, you're nothing, you're worthless, you're never going to make it. You can do anything, but you can't at the same time. You can't do anything, but you can do something. Everybody can do something. We can't do everything, but we can do something. And like, once you recognize your potential, that is when you'll like realize how powerful you can be. Like, this is when, how do you find your potential then? Like, how do you actually find your potential? Like, you need to listen to that little voices inside of your head. Everybody's got a little voice inside of their head that's like, you need to do this. You need to do that. Maybe you should start a clothing company. Maybe you should start a podcast. Maybe you should start a YouTube channel. And they're going to be ticking away in your head. The reason why you don't action on those little voices is because you maybe don't have the confidence. You're maybe scared of failure. Or you maybe don't know what your potential is. What I'm saying is sometimes you do need to take action on those little voices. It may take a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. For me personally, like starting a podcast, I started the Be Undeniable podcast around, I think it was 2018, I started that podcast. I wanted to start that podcast in 2016. It took me 3 years to build up the courage to take that first step, to gain that confidence to start that podcast. Where I'm originally from, I'm from a very small town north of Aberdeen called Fraserburgh, and we speak Doric. We have got a slang that 99% of people wouldn't understand. And that was a reason that I didn't start a YouTube channel until later. But I took that leap, I took that risk, and I started that YouTube channel. Although I'm shit at YouTube because it's not a priority. I'm going to get back better at it. But it's little things like that. Like, just doing small, scary things will help you gain confidence, and it'll help you get potential as well. Like, be grateful for the potential that you do have. Like, be grateful for showing up every single day. Like, the thing is, you showed up today. Even if you're maybe not feeling your best, even if there's something going in your life, you have shown up. You maybe didn't want to, but you did. And the people that succeed and the people that make small, incremental steps every single day are the people that get to the top. It's when you stop or when you don't action on your goals, this is when you become stagnant. And it is hard. Like, some days you don't want to show up, and that's fine. But if you show up the majority of the time, that's when you're going to see your purpose and meet your potential. Like, preparation is the biggest thing as well when it comes to like meeting your potential. You need to be organized. You need to have a routine. You need to have everything in place for you to actually be your best possible self. But to begin with actually finding your purpose though, you need to actually see where your passions lies. Like, what are you truly interested in? Everybody's interested in different things. Like, for me, one of my interests is sports. I love all sports. But when I actually dug deeper into why I love sports, no matter what sport it is, it's actually because of the athlete behind it. It is because of the athlete's mindset. It is because of the dedication, the commitment, the sacrifice that athlete has took to achieve that goal. And that's the thing, like, when you dig deeper, like, don't just say like, oh, I like football. Like, what do you actually like about it? For me, It's the athlete. It's the dedication, commitment. Same with bodybuilding, like being dedicated, being committed. That is where my passion is. Showing up to the gym every time I do a workout. I was about to say every day, but I don't go to the gym every day. Showing up to the gym, being consistent with my food every single day. That is my passion, because I know that I'm bettering myself. Like, you need to be curious though. Like, you need to be curious. Another thing that I am as well is I'm a creative person. I like doing like fun, like reels and everything on Instagram. I like playing around with videos. I like playing around with photos, because that is allowing me to get that creative like spark out. It's something that I'm passionate about. It is something that I'm interested in about. And what I recommend is writing down 3 things that you have interest in. Write down 3 things that you're passionate about, and try and dig into those things a little bit deeper and be like, okay, well, how can I maybe potentially do this as a career, or allow it to be my purpose? Because I do think that there is something for everyone. And if you are struggling with this, I do highly recommend that you ask your friends and family. Those are the people that know you the most. Sometimes they know us more than ourselves. So definitely ask your friends and family what they think of you, because they will be the most brutally honest as well. But I'm going to get you guys to grab a pen and paper, and we are going to be doing a DISC personality test. Now, this is cool because this is actually going to help you identify what your personality type is. So there's 4 different personality types. You've ask yourself right now, are you an outgoing or are you a reserved person? Are you a people person? So are you a people person, or are you task orientated? So write down if you're outgoing, so you're like the party animal. You're someone that likes to go to all the events. You like talking to people. You like engaging with people. Or are you someone that's maybe a little bit more reserved, that you'll maybe go to a party and you'll be just watching away in the background? Are you a people person, as I say, like going to events? Do you like working with people, or are you someone that likes tasks, likes having a deadline, is really organized? For me, I'm an outgoing person. It's when I'm not in prep. I am very outgoing, and I am a people person as well. For those that don't know, I used to do mechanical engineering before I started personal training. And when I was at that job, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I spent more time walking around the shipyard talking to everyone than actually at my machine. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent. I realized that I was more of a people person. So that's when I actually sat down and I was like, right, I like working with people. I like helping people. I like going to the gym. Let's get a personal training qualification. And that just snowballed from there, because like the gym is where like I found like interesting. So I was like, oh, we'll do 2 and 2 together. It worked. So 4 different like possibilities here. So you could be an outgoing and task-orientated person. You could be outgoing and people-orientated person. You could be a task-oriented and reserved type person, or you could be a reserved type and a people person. Now, if you are someone that's outgoing and task-orientated, this means that you're like a driven person. You're someone that's driven. You like being organized. You like having a plan of action. You are someone that's more of like a leader. So you being in an office is probably not going to be the best option for for you there. So like find and have a think about things maybe in your life that take interest to you that allows you to be driven. If you're outgoing and you're a people person, this is you are what's classed as an I type. So this means that you're like an inspirational type of person. You're outgoing and you like inspiring other people. So this is the type of person that I am. I like speaking to cameras. I like sharing my life with you guys. I like sharing my thoughts. I like sharing my opinions, whether they're liked or not. I like educating people. I like helping people become the best versions of themselves through talking, through going to client shows. You may be a reserved type of person, but task orientated. So this is where you are like you're a C type. So this means that you like things to be really high quality. So if you are someone that like, how I would describe a type C person is these are the people that are in your DMs correcting you if you made a spelling mistake. So if you've made a spelling mistake on an Instagram post, it's C type people that are in your DMs correcting you. Like these are the perfectionists. These are people that see everything. They're a little bit more quiet. They're maybe not the height of the party, but they're very, very task orientated, skilled people. And then the final one is the S type. So the S type is someone that's reserved and someone that is like a people person. So this is where you'll typically find people that are more like emotionally intelligent, like people that are potentially like a doctor would be more of like a reserved S type kind of person because they're dealing with people, but they're maybe not as outgoing as what the D type of person would be. So they're like more emotionally intelligent. They care massively about other people. So find out what your personality type is and try and have a think and see if there's anything that you can do to transfer that potentially in your workplace. I'm not saying that you need to quit your job and go self-employed, but are you someone that's maybe working a corporate job or something that you could maybe say, right, I'm sitting at a desk, but I'm actually an I type personality. Let's just see if there's any jobs available that I could do still in my work. Another thing that you can do is also like transfer this like into your life, like do things that is actually going to allow your personality type to like come alive. Like I think sometimes we forget about our passions as well because we don't put them into practice. Like your passion, you need to put you need to work at your passion as much as you possibly can. Like show up every single day for the things that you are passionate about. You need to have resilience and you need to have consistency, baby. Like this is what I was saying. You need to keep chipping away. When things get hard, show up. Show up every single day because that's how you're going to get to the top. It may be slow, but it's better than being stagnant. 1% better every single day. And that's how you're going to achieve goals that you didn't even know was possible. If you've got to re-strategize, if you've got to pivot throughout the process, it's okay because change is good. But as long as you do not stop and as long as you do not quit, that is the most important thing. Like, be open to trying different things. Be open to doing things that scare the shit out of you. Like, do random things with other people. If someone messages you to do something, Just do it, because you don't know the doors that's going to open, and you don't know if you're actually going to have a passion for that given thing that they are telling you to do. The opportunities that have came my way: a shot with Vogue, a shot with a French magazine. I've done an action movie film. If I didn't take action and say yes to doing things that I've never done before, I would have never gained the experience or seen if I actually like doing those things, because I loved acting. And I think it is something that I am definitely going to do again, because I was interested in it. I do have some passion for it. But if I never done that, acting wouldn't have even crossed my mind. So do things that challenge you, do things that's a little bit different as well. Now, my biggest advice as well is, if you are struggling with like finding out what your passion and your purpose is, even after finding your personality type and digging a little bit deeper there, get a coach, get someone there to help you, get someone there to support you. Like, I know what my passion is, and I have got a bodybuilding coach behind me. Majority of you guys that are listening to this are bodybuilders as well, and I'm sure all of you guys have got coaches. And that's the most important thing, because a coach is there to help you show up on the days that you don't want to show up. A coach is there to support you through the thick and through the thin. A coach is there to motivate you when things get difficult. Because life isn't linear. It's not going to be a linear trend to success, baby. It is going to be a freaking jumble sale to success. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. It is going to be a roller coaster of a ride. So get a coach and try and get a community as well. Like, get a community of people that have got the same interests as what you do. So for me as a coach, I have got like a team WhatsApp group. I do team meets on a quarterly basis. I do a weekly live with my clients every single week, because I want them to feel like they're in a community, because bodybuilding can be lonely, and it is very self-orientated. So having a community of people that have got the same passions as you is important. And that's the cool thing about Instagram as well. Like, if you don't have a community, you can reach out to people on Instagram. You can follow people that have got the same interests and passions as what you do. You can join groups. There is groups for everything. There is groups for everything. No matter what your interest is, you will find someone that is interested in the same thing. And that is when you learn, that is when you keep growing, and that is when you continue to chip away, as I would say. Once you've found what your purpose is, this is when you can essentially turn it into a paycheck. You can get money from your purpose. Fantastic. Now, money is amazing. Now, everybody's money mindset is completely different. Some people idolize it. Some people demonize it. What you've got to understand is that money is literally just energy. That's all it is. A lot of your money mindset is going to be from how you were brought up. Like, how did your parents talk to you about money? What is your mindset when it comes to money? How do you treat money? What do you buy with money? Like, people don't talk about money. Well, there is a lot of people that talk about it, but it is obviously important to understand that we do need money. But that can't be the driving factor for success. You can't just be like, I want a million pounds. What do you actually want money for? Like, for me, it is to make a greater impact. Like, the more money I make, the more I can help people. The more I can invest money back into my business, because I've now got a team, which is incredible. I've got my videographer, I've got my personal assistant, I've got coaches on the team. I can invest into doing podcasts. I can travel to all my clients' competitions and not stress about the bank. So that is my driving factor, is to give back to people that mean the most to me, and to be able to actually serve what my purpose is. And going back, like, my purpose is to serve people, and you need money to be able to serve people. Like, I use it for humanity. Like, money is there to help you help other people, obviously to take care of yourself, but to take care of your family and the people close around you as well. But it is for me to make an impact, and you guys need to understand that as well. Like, money is not the driving factor, success is not the driving factor. Finding your purpose and from your passion is when you're going to see your true potential and be the best possible version of yourself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, guys. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, because it is something that I am truly passionate about, and I really do hope that every single one of you guys are able to turn your passion into a purpose and live to your highest true potential, beautiful self. Have a good day, guys. Woohoo!